Guys, I hope you're all doing well. I have my little Gingy here in my lap, and I wanted to do a quick review on the first 3 books in the Magisterium series. I think I did one on the Iron Trial a long time ago when it first came out, but I can't recall. So I want to talk about the 3 books in general. So this is called the Magisterium series, and it's co-written by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. First book is called The Iron Trial because in the first year, all the students are in their iron year. Every year is like a different kind of medal, I guess. That is like one scary looking, I think that's Constantine Madden. Anyway, so our protagonist is Callum Hunt, and he is completely unaware of who he is and who his father is. His father has been keeping a lot of secrets from him. His mother died when he was a baby, and basically he's been chosen to go to the Magisterium, and in order to be selected to go to this school where they're trained to control their magical powers and stuff, they have to take a series of tests. Callum's father, Alistair, wanted him to avoid the school. He's kind of talked badly about it and warned him about how dangerous it is and how miserable it is, and he shouldn't be there. So he wanted Callum to forfeit or throw every single test and just fail in every way possible. And Callum did his best to fail, and yet he still captured the attention of several of the masters, and he was chosen by Master Rufus as an apprentice. So they're all chosen as apprentices in like different groups and stuff. And his father was devastated. He didn't want him to be there, obviously. Once he's into the Magisterium as an iron year, Callum meets his friends Tamara. I keep saying Tamara, but I know everyone else is like saying Tamara, but Tamara and Aaron are his closest friends. Callum has this weird limp in his leg, and there's nothing they can do to fix it. And he was injured as a baby during their last war with Constantine Madden, and so his foot was like all twisted backwards, and there's nothing they can do. So he can't walk really fast, he can't run, and it's like always causing him pain, so he walks funny. In the Iron Trial, as apprentices, they have their own dorms. They live with people in their apprentice group, and Master Rufus trains them. In order to get through the Iron Year, they have to do the training and pass their exams and go through the gate and get their little stone on their wristband. And so he has them doing things like weird training. Like he has them sitting in a room with just sand, and they have to sit there using air. Ew, Gingy! He's drooling on me. They had to use air magic and like separate little grains of sands into different piles, but that was just like helping them focus their power and stuff. It seemed ridiculous, but Master Rufus he knows what he's doing. So this book I thought was really interesting. I did not expect it to be so complex for a middle grade level book, and there are some jaw-dropping twists at the end. Well, it's not really the end. Like the last 3/4 of the book, I don't know, maybe sometimes I'm reading with my eyes closed because I don't see a lot of the foreshadowing, and I don't know, my predictions are way off. I just didn't expect it to play out this way. I was shocked to find out who the enemy was. I mean, the ultimate enemy is Constantine Madden, and he's supposedly dead. My favorite character is Havoc. He is the chaos-ridden wolf, and there are all these chaos-ridden animals because a long time ago, Constantine Madden put chaos into these animals, and basically when you're chaos-ridden, it's just like you have no recollection of who you were before, and you're just kind of like this empty shell with like swirly eyes and stuff. And he was able to control them, but otherwise they're like known to be dangerous and scary and stuff. But Cal was able to take one of the wolf puppies home with him, and it just behaves like a normal wolf, like not a wolf pup, like a puppy dog, and it's so sweet, and it's so cute. And yeah, that's kind of like my favorite part, was when they brought Havoc into the story. This is their second year. This is called the Copper Gauntlet, and it's named after what they call the Alcahest in the story. I hope I'm saying that right. Basically, the Alcahest has the ability to hurt the makers, and they're like the ultimate powerful mages because they can control chaos magic, and no one else can do that. There's like fire magic and air and water and all this stuff, but only the makers can control chaos power, chaos magic. And so the Alcahest is able to take that power away from them. There's a lot of trust issues between Callum and his father because there's a lot of suspicious activity going around his father. And the reason why Callum and his friends suspect Alistair is because they found a lot of information of what he was doing. It seems that he wanted to experiment on Havoc and Callum, and when Havoc had gone missing, Callum was worried that his wolf had run away, and you don't want a chaos-ridden wolf running around town, like killing people and stuff. So Alistair actually drove him around, like looking for the wolf and stuff, and pretending to be concerned, but not really, which annoyed me because he was like, I'm not, he said something along the lines of like, I'm not happy, but I'm not upset that Havoc is gone, just because he's like totally against chaos-ridden anything. And it turns out that Alistair was the kidnapper and Havoc was in their house the whole time, and he was chained up, and he was going to get his heart taken out and experimented on. It's set up for us to believe that Alistair is a bad guy. He had to work alone because only he knew the real truth of who Callum was. And it's kind of like the first book where you think you know where the story is going, and then it kind of takes a sharp turn. Who are kind of like set up to look like the enemy are actually not the enemies, and I just don't know who to trust. Everyone just kind of seems guilty. I can only trust Callum, and he can't even trust himself because he thinks he's evil because he's got the soul of Constantine Madden. And then our most current book, this is The Bronze Key. They're in their bronze year. After a summer of spending all of his time with his friend Aaron, Callum is going back to the Magisterium for his third year. Once they got to the Magisterium, rumors started floating around, and there's a lot of tension between Aaron and Callum because they're both makers, and someone's trying to kill Callum, and he can't figure out who it is. First, like, a chandelier falls on him, and then when they were doing their test, where they had to run through like a maze of fire, someone drained out his water bottle, and basically someone's out to get him. There's a spy in the Magisterium, and a lot of people are pointing their fingers at Aaron because they're both makers, and you're not supposed to have two, and they're like supposed to be natural enemies, but they are each other's counterweight, so they draw on each other's power, and they are best friends, so it doesn't really make sense. But since everyone is kind of doubting Aaron, it creates a rift among their friendship for a little bit, and Callum starts to doubt Aaron as well. The Masters kind of have their eye close on Callum and his friends because they're notorious for sneaking out and taking matters into their own hand, no matter how dangerous it is. I'm just not sure where their story is going to go from here, because I was not expecting for this prophecy to come true so soon, that one of them will fail, one will die, and one is already dead. We already know Callum is dead because his soul belongs to Constantine Madden, not the real Callum Hunt. And now Aaron is dead, and Tamara, I guess she's the one who fails because she wasn't able to save Aaron, but, you know, it could be that her part of the prophecy hasn't come true yet. I didn't expect it to happen so soon just because this is the third book out of 5, and Aaron is kind of like that strong character between the three of them, and Tamara's like the smart one, and Callum's kind of like along for the ride, even though he's the main character. The true heroes are his friends Tamara and Aaron. So I just don't know where the story is going to go from here, because, okay, they're kind of the person who glues them together, Aaron, is out of the story. I was like waiting for him to like open his eyes and be like, ah, gotcha. But, you know, and now Cal can't go back to the Magisterium as a student. I don't see how, because everyone now knows his secret that his soul is Constantine Madden's, reborn into his body. So I doubt that anyone's going to trust him. And he's already locked up and treated like a prisoner. And we find out that Alex's stepmother is actually his mother in a sense, because she was Constantine Madden's mom, and she's here to like be a real mom to him and be there for him in every way possible. So she's, in a sense, she's a spy too, because she's kind of working undercover, and she has ulterior motives. And I'm interested to see where she's going to go from here and how she's going to get Cal out of his little prison cell, and how the story is going to continue from here, because they can't just go back to being students. And at this point, you know, it's just Havoc and Tamara. So not really sure where the story's going to go from there, but I'm excited to find out. I hate that I have to wait another year though. But now we know who the spy is. It's Alex. I wasn't surprised to find out who the spy was. I mean, that wasn't shocking to find out. The shocking part was when Aaron died. Like, seriously, can we bring him back? We could totally have two makers, right? I must say that the series progressively gets better. My favorite one is probably this current one, because I don't know, I finally feel like I've connected with the characters, and even though it's geared toward the younger readers, I still feel like an adult like me, I can still enjoy it, and it's just a nice light read. I mean, it's not a complicated plot, but there are a lot of plot twists to keep you engaged as a reader. So I highly recommend this to anyone who's just looking to get into like the fantasy world and escape from the real world. It's a good read, it's a fast read, and I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.